Hello, I'm Blade BowQuest, and this is The Blade Edge, Episode 7. Now remember, we actually broke this up into 5 different digestible parts so that you guys can have access to more topics easier and faster. So this one actually breaks down Khalk hunting, blue whale hunting. This is not primarily a guide, this was coaching that I did last year. So if your server is pre-Manos, this is perfect, that's exactly the same. If it's post-Manos, you might be looking at this and have ways to expand on it. You might know that your profit is higher than it was. But it doesn't just end with hunting. No, it actually talks about specific math breakdowns for cooking as well. And that math you're going to need no matter what your server has. Manos, pre-Manos, whatever your market is doing, you need to know the math breakdown on how to tell what's profitable, on how to tell if you should be gathering it, if you should be making it yourself. So we go over some of that. You can tell this is a Black Spirit approved channel because we got the Black Spirit squish ball. Not that we would ever need a stress ball in Black Desert. I mean, we would never need a stress ball in Black Desert. No, that's crazy. It is a Black Spirit approved channel. And if you didn't know that just from the squish ball, I'm telling you, I've been at this 4 years now, making guides for you guys since early 2016. It is, as much as can be, a Black Spirit approved channel. Look at them all. Look at them all. All right, enjoy your guide. You got your blade style merch yet? So I know you're an avid hunter. What's your hunting level again? It's an artisan 5 or 8 maybe?
Yeah, we've actually
5,
been running Khalk pretty often.
Good, okay. How have you found that to be? How have you found the Khalk profit?
Honestly, it's pretty underrated. We get a lot of hards, we get a lot of sharps, and the claws themselves actually drop pretty frequently. Anytime pretty much every night you're guaranteed at least one if we do a full hour of running both Khalks on a single channel. So that's what, 8 Khalks in an hour. You're pretty much always going to get one unless you're super unlucky. But on the low end of the spectrum, I would say it's probably around 60-70 mil an hour on the lower end. Okay,
well that's pretty great. So that's actually news to me. I have not done the numbers on Khalk hunting. I have done it on whale hunting though, and it ended up being a little bit better than even I expected, so I kind of wanted to mention that. So I have a friend that's been out there doing blue whale hunting, and as a hunter, I mean, you've done that, right, in the past, at least for kicks, maybe not seriously?
I think I did it maybe 3 or 4 times, but I found it too time consuming.
Well, he ran it for 6.5 hours and came back with 600 million.
Okay.
So it just, yeah, it came back on my radar as something that could be looked at again. Is pretty interesting. So the way they've done this so successfully is, you know, the world messages that come out say blue whale hunting, you know, tell us where there's a whale. So if you basically just message them, it'll go faster for them as well if there's just more hunters. So you can typically just find out what server they're on. I imagine that there is a Discord for this, though I don't have that. But he basically just went out with a group of 5 parties of 5, and he had 25 people there. And he had these server message whale hunters and that people would notify. I imagine there's a Discord that tells people where the whales are up, which makes it really easy. And then just having 25 people, typically in fishing boats, is the easiest way to navigate behind one of these whales because it's almost the exact same speed. You take between 3 and 4 rifles. They don't even have to be the best level of rifles. You know, you can take a couple of the apprentice and stuff like that. As long as you have 3 or 4, they'll last through it. And you know, gathering with magic tools will work well. So obviously the chance of sharps and hards, I know they can get Kaffris at this point, but he alone just had something like 66 whale tendons just from 6 hours of doing this. He didn't tell me exactly how many whales he killed, but it was surprising. It was surprising, and it's one of those things, it's a niche life skill. Not many people hunt anyway, and I know you do hunt, so I wanted to bring this to your attention. And it's also one of those niche hunting things where, you know, the hunters oftentimes don't go out there and do these, but it does seem to be worth doing, so I wanted to bring that up. Can't go wrong finding extra 100 million per hour life skills, right?
Right.
Always good to know more of those, and you can kind of pick and choose what you do. All right, let's go into cooking. Can you tell me again what's kind of your experience with cooking? I know we talked about Arahaza specials last week and Jungle Hamburg, but
Honestly,
outside of
pretty
that,
much up until Let's see, I am Master 10, probably up until Master 8, it was nothing but beer.
Okay.
So I haven't really done too much cooking at all.
All right, well, prepare for a full cooking education today. That'll be good. This is gonna be fun. All right, so in the most basics, you do know how to get a 1 second cook time, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You have all that stuff. Okay, so what's your residence for cooking again?
I actually moved it to 642F. I think I tuned into your stream at some point and saw the amount
sounds
of
like
space
Heidel.
it can get.
Yeah, Heidel?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, yeah, that's such a good place. Yep, good deal. And so are you using the advanced cooking utensil still, or the 1 second basic ones?
The advanced cooking
Okay,
utensils.
yeah, that's fine to go. I just use the basics because I'm always streaming, so it keeps me occupied, keeps me doing stuff. All right, so there's so much to know about cooking. First off, have you ever been to the website BDODAE?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so that's a fantastic website, one of my favorites. So that'll just give you the entire breakdown of each recipe that you would need. So right now, it's interesting, I've actually just kind of pulled away from cooking. I've just finished cooking, like I've done it enough. And as my stream has seen that I'm moving to alchemy, the stream's like, oh man, it's time for the cooking profit again, because I'm not doing it anymore. And as I'm branching away from it, I've been seeing a hell of a lot of profit that I'm almost sad that I'm not getting. All right, well, cron meals are generally the way to go, which is just going to tack on extra profit to everything that you're making. But rather than just buying the specials off the bat and turning them into crons, cooking the specials is really ideal. So we're going to start with Medaya special. Now, Medaya special right now is not actually a profitable recipe to make, but under some circumstances it can be profitable. So it's really important in understanding how to cook effectively for profit is knowing when the profit is there, and it's not just based off of the numbers, like the prices of ingredients. It's not just based off of the overall prices of the specials. What it's really based off of is how available the bottlenecks are, because every once in a while you're just going to get a whole bunch of bottlenecks that should be more expensive to make than it's worth sitting on the market. And so we're going to go over some of the bigger recipes, and I'm going to identify those so that you know what to look for.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to have you give me the formula for basically the procs on these things. It's the same as alchemy. So like if we were making one batch of Medaya specials, what would the total net worth be? Just kind of talk me through it. You've got your main Medaya meal, and then what's your average proc rate on that if you're 15 levels past the level required? It's not a trick question, I know you know it. Same as it is for beer, any of the alchemy recipes, or even processing.
I'm trying to put my notes from last time.
That's okay, I'll help you out. Just wanted to get you to think in that direction. 2.5. So you got your Medaya meal times 2.5. And then do you remember how often you get the special proc?
No, I do not.
So it's 30% of the time you're going to get one of these guys. So if we remember our 105 there for Medaya, and we take the price of special Medaya, let's see what the highest price is here. Yeah, these are basically still on like 102k. Okay. So 102 times 0.3. So we got our 30k plus our 105k here. So that is the total net worth that we're going to get every time we combine a Medaya meal batch when we're cooking. Multiply that by the taxes here, and that gives us 140 or 114,000 silver back. So the big thing with Medaya is the crazy ingredients. There's quite a few crazy ones. I'll bring it up on screen so you don't have to worry about it. I like the screen share stuff. It makes it even easier. Alrighty, so here we go. So this is what it takes to make a Medaya meal. So you need dark pudding, you need 2 exotic herbal wine, you need 2 grilled sausage, you need lean meat salad, you need oatmeal. So there's so many things here because each one of these takes its own little subcomponents. So how the heck do we figure out if this is profitable or not? So the way we do it is basically we do it in waves. So the first thing we do is basically just deduct a standard cost of what the prices are if you were to buy these. So dark pudding, for example, I think there's actually some cheaper gold ones on the market. Yeah, like this is pretty crazy, and that's 4,000 of them. So being able to make 4,000 batches of Medaya Special, that's still going to give you over 10,000 overall procs. So like that's not a low amount that's just sitting on the market for you. That's definitely available. I don't recommend buying this, but like we're doing the math here.
Right.
So we're going to deduct the cost by 22,000. That leaves 92,000 profit, and a lot more different things to deduct as well. So when you're looking at this, you know, like this makes sense, right? You're not buying dressings and pepper and stuff like that unless you're making lean meat. It's fairly
right.
Yeah, okay. Because like sometimes I'll look at this and be like, oh, I need to buy oatmeal, but it's all in the collapse menu, so you can just collapse it even further if it makes it easier, and then gives you the shorthand. Alrighty, so going forward, so we have exotic herbal wine, very easy to make. You know, essence of liquor, it's no big deal. It's like one of the things you can continuously cook if you need to get contribution, but they're very cheap, and I would recommend buying them rather than making them, unless you're really going for that contribution. So standard, so exotic herbal wine, the blue one counts as 2, and they're actually on the market for 2,000. So you simply just deduct 2,000 from that cost. If those all run out, then the green ones are maybe like 1.3k, so you deduct 2,600, but there's quite a lot of blue. All right, grilled sausage. So now we're getting into kind of the more complicated recipes. Okay, so this is interesting. So here we see we have 0 grilled sausages on the market, and they're over 18,000. The blue count is 2, and it's basically double the price, and they are on the market. So what we would deduct for the grilled sausage would be the price of 1 blue. So now we're left with 56,000 profit and a few more things to deduct. We still have lean meat salad, and we have oatmeals right here. So the oatmeals would be 17,000. These are pretty viable on the market, but we'll just double check. 100% sure there. 4,000 on the market, they're 17k. Yep, so easy to get, and oatmeal is also fairly easy to make. It wasn't easy to make until the central market came out, but it takes milk. You can buy milk on the market a lot of times. It takes onions, and those are again readily available. So we can deduct the 17k cost. It's pretty accurate. And then the last thing here is lean meat salad. And these are kind of annoying to make. Alrighty, so do we need 1 or 2? I forget. We only need 1. Okay, so there are none on the market at all for the 18k, and there's 2,000 sitting there. So it looks like if we wanted to just straight up buy these off of the market, there's 4,000 available, so we'd have to deduct the standard price of 30k. So now we're looking at 30k here. Alright, so that's actually not negative profit, so that's pretty good. I think when I was doing this earlier, I counted for making the grilled sausage or something like that. Alright, so our math shows us that there's about 9,000 per combine of Medaya meal. And not terrible, not really great. So say on average we can make 2,500 of these in an hour. So we're looking at making, okay, over 20 million an hour, start to finish, by just buying all of those things on the market and then cooking. I wouldn't really recommend cooking for 20 mil an hour. It's not a bad thing to do, but the way you would tell when it's worthwhile to make this is pretty much right here. Let's see. Look at these things real quick. Lean meat. It's only lean meat salad, right? 1 lean meat. Yeah, so it's 2 grilled sausage, it's 1 lean meat salad. So lean meat salad actually is something you can buy from a vendor. If ever those are gone, you can pay about 29 or 30,000 and get it from a vendor in Calphion, which is really cool. So say there's a whole bunch of lean meat on the market, which is going to be rare because the chefs are typically going to buy these up. But if they were on the market, and I have seen them on the market, and say there's like 2,000 or 3,000 sitting there, it would make sense to buy these because we've already deducted an average cost of what was available to us on the market at 30k a piece. So anytime we can get a green lean meat, it builds in an extra 12,000. So that's pretty dang good. So we started off with 9.5 thousand profit per Medaya special. If we add 12,000 profit to that, and then multiply that by the 2,500 cooks that we can make in an hour, now we're looking at over 50 million an hour.